Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back here to Busy Bee Budgets, where we're talking about all things to do with financial independence and kind of controlling our money to get the most out of it and being a bit more intentional about everything. Well, that's the intention anyway, but at the end of July, my budget kind of just went to pot, really. I think it was a combination of it's gorgeous weather, which I don't know about you, but all I want to do is sit in a pub garden with loads of social stuff. And it just all kind of ran away from me. So I'm going to start afresh. How I'm viewing it is it's a bit like a diet when you have a bit of a binge at a weekend and then you need to get back on track. And like, this is my Monday morning where I'm like, no, okay, right, let's resettle. And I'm not going to worry too much about it because it's not worth worrying about, really. I need to work out how much I overspent with last month and then get a plan, but I will deal with that as this month kind of transpires. I need to work out what I spent, where I spent it, what's over. I didn't end up doing a week 5 cash stuff for July, so hopefully that should kind of some of that will kind of work its way out. So I need to kind of do that, but I'm going to do that off camera just because it involves a lot of boring trawling through my bank statement to know what I spent where. But what I need to do, I think, is be a bit more realistic with my budget, and I've redone my budget for August. So let me talk you through sort of the key points that are going to be different this month. So first thing is I've only included my main salary. So usually I have some side hustle money. What I've done is put that aside to deal with the overspend for last month. So what I don't want to do is have to cut back drastically this month. And I know it's all kind of slightly wooden dollars, but what I'm going to do is basically just base my budget for August on my salary only, and so my side hustle money, which is about £300, can be put towards the overspend, and anything else I need to kind of work out. As I say, I'll do that and kind of work out what the difference is. So my income is a bit higher this month than I'm saying here, but what I want to do is just kind of put that to one side, not have to think about it. What I've also not been very good at is tracking my no spend days, or setting the goal of 10 no spend days, and I think I want to focus on that a little bit. As I say, we've had loads of social stuff, lots of lovely things, and it's just something I do want to enjoy it, but I guess it's also about not getting off track with my main goals as well. So tracking those no spend days. Sinking funds I've done historically quite well with, and I'm still being able to do some stuff on that this month. Clothing diet is the one thing I have stuck to, so I have absolutely not bought any clothes and don't actually intend to now for the rest of the year, so that's gone really well. And I'm doing the similar thing with beauty products, so I'm only replacing what I use up. I'm not buying another nail colour or lip colour because I fancy it. I'm only replacing like with like, so that's another element. And then house diet means that I'm not buying anything else like for the house, like a home sense trip or home bargains or whatever, cushions, throws, candles, all that sort of stuff. I've got loads of it. I don't need anything else, and I'm just kind of not shopping for those things. So that's kind of helping me set my intentions about where I spend my money. You will notice, obviously, I have a high income. It's a very generous budget, and absolutely, I know that's not the same for everyone in the community, but we're all trying to work towards our own goals, aren't we? And I think the support you get from this community is amazing, and the tips and tricks you can pick up are fantastic. So I know when I'm talking about this that my budget is very generous, and I'm very lucky to have that. But that doesn't mean to say that I always hit my goals or get it right. So the other thing I've done is, so I've got my salary, I've reduced it down to my 5,000, which is my main salary for this month to deal with that overspend. My fixed costs are around the same as they are every month, comes out at 2,350 this month. So that covers all. My bills account is everything to do with my house, so mortgage, electricity, gas. I've been overpaying on my gas and electric to build up a bit of a buffer. So that when October comes, I guess I've got a bit of a buffer to kind of eat into, but also that I'm used to making those higher payments, and I can increase that even more if I needed to or wanted to. So at the moment, everything, home insurance, life insurance, pet insurance, mobile, whatever, comes out that 1,400. I've got my gym, which is £90, which I haven't been using, and I think that's mainly because it's been such lovely weather and I've been doing other things like walking and swimming. But really, for me, August, September, if I'm not still using it by then, I need to think about getting rid of that. got various subscriptions for different things, which come to about 100, and I do regularly keep an eye on those, and if there's anything I think I can cut, I do. I've got car tax, and then I've got my loan, and my loan should be finishing in January. So obviously that's going to free up a big bit of income when that comes, and I'll be putting that towards my financial goals. So that's my fixed costs all look quite similar, but one of the differences I'm doing this month is I am going to front load some of the stuffing of my envelopes, because if you look at some of my previous months, what I do is assume that every week is the same, and I kind of stuff all the weeks exactly. So last month I was stuffing like 210, but like mainly the same numbers every week, sorry. And what I think I always felt like I was always like catching up. So some of these like fuel, it would kind of, I'd always feel like I wasn't quite where I wanted to be. And social obviously is a bit lumpy. Sometimes you do some more expensive stuff one week and less than another, and it just never felt right. So what I'm doing from this month is get to the right page, is I am front stuffing some of my envelopes. So I'm actually going to stuff more in week 1 than I do in the rest of the weeks. And what that will hopefully do, there'll be some categories like fuel, which I'm stuffing like once at the beginning of the month and not again, if that makes sense. So £80 going to fuel. But some of them like social, I'm going to put £60 in this week, and then £30 a week after. And that will hopefully just give me a bit of more of a running float and a bit more flexibility, rather than kind of this always being a little bit, I guess, behind the curve. I don't know if this is making sense, but it makes sense to me. And I guess it's a bit like what I've done with my sinking funds, which is basically like trying to stuff in 1 or 2 majorly, and then not everything else. So for my variable this week, it looks a little bit different to normal. So I've got 100 going into food, 80 into fuel, 75 into self-care, 60 into social, but then that drops down. Miscellaneous is getting 10 throughout the month. Spends is getting a higher one in week 1. Giving's the same, and I've added a new category, which is fitness, because I'm paying for swims at the moment and boxing lessons, and I didn't really have anything that was kind of coming out of my spends, but I wanted to create a separate category, and I guess it's also this intentionality point, that I wanted it to be intentional. So that's what's happening with the August budget. I've got 4 weeks this week, so it's a shorter month for me. So stuffing this Friday on the 12th, and then taking me through to the 9th of September. And also, I can't believe that's the start of autumn. Like, this year has just gone crazy, ridiculous. So those are my 4 weeks. And then my sinking funds are a bit more modest this month. So 1,000 is always going to financial goals, which is paying myself back for the business that I bought. And I've got 400 going into car. So when I do my sinking funds video, you'll see kind of where that ends up. But it just means that I can pay for my car insurance outright this year, which I do normally, but I usually pop it on a credit card and then pay it off. Whereas this year I've got the cash ready, saved and ready to go, and my car insurance has actually dropped almost by half this year, so it's much lower than before, and just means I've got a bit more in that sinking fund for car repairs and things, but I'll continue to add to that as the year goes on. So all in all, a little bit different, but so I need to get better at the things that I need to get better at. What you'll notice is this month in my goals, I don't have sales stuff. I've been saying that for months and I've never quite got around to it. So I'm going to take the pressure off myself and not set that as a goal, but focus more on what I'm spending my money on, rather than like trying to make more money with that at the moment. I'm lucky, I've got a couple of other side hustles, they do give me additional income on top of a very generous salary. So I'm not going to make it overly complicated for myself, because a lot of what I've got to sell are like dresses, which probably will sell for about £10, but by the time you've taken the time to list them on eBay and package and post them and stuff, you're not really making very much. And like my time is better spent kind of working on my business or doing other bits and pieces. So that is that. So yeah, August is another work in progress, shall we say. I've had a little bit of blip in July, but we're going to get back on track and we're going to think about this in a better way. So that is my August budget. Let's see what happens, shall we? Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good month yourself. And I don't know if anyone else finds it harder to think about money or control money in the summer. I think it was easier when we didn't have so much going on, like socially and stuff, but just after obviously the last couple of years, and it just seems like, you know, we don't want to waste the opportunities, and the gorgeous weather we're having in the UK at the moment just means that there's all the more opportunities to be out and about and doing things. So There we go. Right, that is enough from me today. So thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in my next video.